Hey everybody, we're going to jump right into today's look. We're going to start with some P. Louise concealer base, and I'm just going to go ahead and take that and rub that all over my eyelid. I want to make sure it is nice and smooth before I go on with my color. I believe this is the lightest shade, which is their 0.1, only because I'm going in with some really bright colors today, so I just want to make sure I get a really nice base. I'm going to take my sponge and just smooth it all the way out so that it's nice and even before we go ahead and jump in with some colors. I'm even going to make sure I get in right underneath my brow bone just so that it's nice and clean. I'm just taking a brush and again that sponge to make sure it is nice and smooth. Next, we're going to go in with this P. Louise palette. This is the Watch the Queen Conquer palette. And I'm going to go in with this yellow shade. And I'm just going to go in and start packing that over the lid. I'm just going to be very transparent with you guys. I hate this palette. And why do I say that? I bought this palette. I think P. Louise was having like a sale for maybe Christmas or New Year's. And I grabbed this palette. I've used it maybe once or twice, and both times I definitely did not like it. The colors come out really patchy, and I've tried it with a concealer as well as their own products, and yeah, not for me. I mean, as you can see, I'm going in, I'm working the colors as much as possible, but as far as the color payoff, I wasn't as excited as I should have been for it to be a colorful palette. And that's just my opinion. Feel free to try it. I'm not even sure if they sell the palette, but I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's worth that much effort for that little product. You guys can get better products from Urban Decay. But anywho, I'm going in with this rusty orange color, and I'm going to go right under the brows, and just so that it's not too much of a harsh transition between the orange and the yellow, I'm just going to go ahead and blend those two colors. And then just going back and forth with my brushes, make sure everything's blended. But I mean, yeah, it wasn't my favorites. Next, I'm going to go in with Colourpop's Cream Gel Liner. And I'm going to take this purple color and I'm going to begin to make a really sharp wing eyeliner. And I don't know, I have to say this product I wasn't feeling as well. As much as it gave more of a color payoff than the actual eyeshadow, I don't know, this pencil just like crumbles. I had to go over it so many times, and I mean, this pencil was just crumbling in my hands, and I don't know. Even though this product is cheaper, I don't know if it's like worth it for sure. And again, it's just my opinion on this product, but I always want to at least be transparent on the products I'm using. I'm not going to say that this purple, again, was not worth it for the color. But I mean, this pencil was just making me so frustrated. Just literally every time I would use it, it just kept breaking. I think I probably ended up using like half of this pencil in this one usage. And I was just like, yeah, no, not for me. I'm just going to go ahead and just make this nice and sharp. I'm pulling my eyes so tight. See? I'm visibly frustrated if I'm going to keep breaking. But again, I'm just going to make the line as sharp as possible, almost touching the end of my brows. And then I'm just going to go in and clean it up with some concealer, just so we can get a really nice, sharp line. Next, I'm going to go and start on the face. So this is the Milk Hydrogrip Primer. And I'm just going to go in and rub that in until it's nice and tacky. You guys know this is my favorite. And this primer, if you let it, it'll get nice and sticky for you and hold on to any foundation you put on top of it. So once the face is nice and tacky, as you can see, my face is almost sticking to my fingers. We're going to go in with our foundation. Today we're using this Charlotte Tilbury, and this is their beautiful skin foundation. You guys have seen it in my last couple videos because it has quickly become a favorite. It looks so good in the summertime. I'm just going to take the shade, I believe 11 Neutral, and I'm just going to rub that in all over my face. And this foundation is really easy to blend. I mean, obviously this video is sped up, but I mean, it just blends so great. And I think it's just a perfect color match, especially with my skin even changing for the summer. I think it adapts really well. And then you'll also see me go back in with another layer just on my cheeks. And that's only because I do have some beauty marks that I wanted to make sure didn't poke out underneath my makeup. So again, I'm just adding another layer just so I can get a little bit more fuller coverage on my face. Next, we're going with some concealer. This is by OneSize. Now, I don't know if you guys need to be as heavy-handed, but this concealer is really buttery, and it did get away from me just a tad. I mixed these two colors only because I knew I wanted a brighter highlight because I'm using so many bright colors today. But I mean, yeah, I don't think you need, like, you probably can use maybe a third of what I did. I don't know why I went so heavy. Yeah, we really went OD on the concealer today. And especially once you start to blend it out, it was kind of giving me Lion King vibes. Like, for some reason, I felt like I started looking like Scar. And I was like, oh yeah, I definitely don't need this much concealer. It is very much so a full coverage concealer. And yeah, just, you don't need this much. I will say though, it did hide my sins. I will definitely give it that. I did put a lot on, but I mean, that concealer did look flawless once it was set. But I did make sure to go ahead and blend it with a brush. And this is the foundation brush that I just used to put on the Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm going to use that to just smooth out the edges. Just because we don't want any harsh lines between our contour and our foundation shade before we go in. But I'm just going to go ahead and blend that with a brush. And then I went in behind it with a sponge just to give it a more smoother base. But I mean, the concealer, I will say, perfect. But again, you don't need that much. Next, I'm going to go in with some Fashion Fair. This is their foundation stick. And I'm going to use that for my contour today. I'm going to go ahead and place that on my cheekbones, on my forehead, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. And whatever I have extra on my actual brush, I use that to go on the bottom of my jaws. But I'm going to take that foundation brush and just blend that color upwards. And once I'm done blending in my contour shade, you'll see me do the same exact step, which is, again, I'm going to take my original foundation brush and I'm going to blend the colors between where I have now placed my contour shade and my concealer, just so, again, there is no harsh lines. I like to bounce back and forth between my sponge and my brush just so I can get a flawless coverage without any harsh lines. And then I just took a skinny brush and I did this same thing, and I'm just lining it right down my nose so we can go ahead and snatch our nose. Once that is done, we're going to go in with our Chanel powder, and you see once we set it, our concealer is not as bright, and I'm just going to go in and press that into the skin. I believe this is the shade 40, which is somewhat almost similar to my shade. It's about a couple shades lighter, but I think the combination of those concealers with this Chanel powder was a very nice combination. As you can see, I went from, you know, like Mufasa to a really nice natural base. Then I'm going with some Bobbi Brown, and this is a cooler toned bronzer shade, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use that to lay over where I laid down my contour shade. Once that is done, I'm doing the same thing with the nose. I'm just gonna go in and just lay some of that powder where I laid down that Vapor foundation color. Next, we're gonna go in with the Juvia's Place brush palette. I'm gonna take a little bit of color to my cheeks. Just go ahead and bounce that on. After that's done, we're gonna go in with our finishing our eyes. This is the Sephora LASHCRAFT mascara, and I'm just gonna go in and coat my lashes really well. Really love this mascara. If you guys happen to be in Sephora, I would definitely suggest you guys pick this up. And next, I just went back to the eyes. Decided to run it back because I don't know, it just wasn't giving everything it should have gave. So I'm just gonna go in with my signature fox eye. I'm gonna bring that eyeliner and pencil to my inner corners and also make the same sharp line. And then once that is done, I'm just gonna bring the color a little bit onto my eyeline. And then I'm going to take that yellow color and I'm going to go ahead and blend that on my lower lash line. And again, I'm just packing that color as much as I can because after we place our lashes, I decided I need to be extra and I really need to bring this look together. So this is me just trying to perfect and give, you know, little zhuzh to the look that was already happening today. Next, our lashes are by Fine Drip. You guys already know the beat. We're gonna go ahead and throw the lashes on, and then I went ahead with my extras and I put on some rhinestones, giving you guys a close-up look to see how I laid it down. And after that is done, I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury. This is their Airbrush Flawless Setting Powder. I'm just gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face. And we're gonna go in with our finishing spray, which is again by OneSize. So we're just gonna go ahead and spray that on. I don't know, this it gives me the texture of hairspray. I don't know why. We're gonna take our Anastasia. This is their Iced Out Highlighter. We're gonna go ahead and bling up our face. We're gonna go ahead and bring that highlighter up to the sides of our face so we can catch all the light today. And of course, make sure you're following my Instagram so you guys can see how these photos came out because they came out gorgeous. We're going to do our lips now. This is the Juvia's Place lip liner. And we're going to just go ahead and line our lips. Y'all know I take my lipstick and my lip liner serious. So I just want to make sure I draw a really good outline on my lips. And then I'll go ahead and start by contouring them. How you do that on your lips is by filling in the corners of the lips before you go in with any type of color. So this is where you see me going in and just shading in those corners. And then next I'm going to take our lipstick today by Thread Beauty. This is a new line and this is in the shade Color It. And then I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to go ahead and blend those two colors out. Y'all have to remember, just because on the lips, make sure you got to blend it together. And that's how I always get my signature ombre lip. Otherwise, this is pretty much it for the look. I'm just going to go in with some concealer so I can get that perfect lipstick look. But this is it, y'all. This is the completed look. It's just me being extra per usual, but you know, I gotta have my lips right. So I do take that extra step to make sure my lipstick is perfect. But once it is reached perfection, I make sure to walk away and leave it alone before I mess it up. So this is our final look. Again, make sure you guys check out our finished photos from the photo shoot on our Instagram page. But this is it. This is the look. I hope you guys have stayed tuned for this look. Hope you guys like it. If you do, let me know with a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.